Hi, welcome. So you want to learn macros for Excel? Come in, welcome. My name is Fernando Azevedo. I've been a teacher for macros for Excel for over 8 years, and I have a book published called Macros for Excel Hands-On, printed in Brazil and Portugal. So let me give you a few tips before you start learning macros for Excel. Alright, first of all, always save your file before you run a macro, because macros may damage your file or may damage your Excel, your application running in Excel. So always save this before you press play in your macro. Alright, second tip, always work with backups. Never use your boss's files or your files from work to test your macros. Always use backups, alright? Okay, so we have two main strong tips before you start. So let me go through a little bit what we're going to be doing here. I want you to start by pressing File in your Excel and then click on Options. Any options, I want you to go to Personalize your ribbon and choose Developers tab right here. And this is going to press OK, and this is going to make your Developer tab right there. So this is the tab that we'll be using to record and manage your macros. You have this button here to record your macro. You have this button here for the Visual Basic. What I want you to do is record a few macros and experiment a little bit, and then you should make your screen half Excel, half the Visual Basic. So split your screen into two and then run your macros step by step, line by line, so you can understand what's the macro doing and you can get the hang of some codes. Alright, so this is a huge tip. Alright, error screen. Every time you're doing macros, you receive an error message. It's like something that you wrote wrong or something that does not exist. And I play jokes with it. I say that this screen pops up 120 times per minute, and it's just a joke. But the important thing for you to do is every time that you see the screen, you just press debug, alright, debug, and then the Visual Basic will come up and you see what line it did not succeed to read. So every time you see an error message, press debug. That's a good tip. Okay, I have more tips for you. Hold on a second. Okay, you gotta learn a little bit of programming. And in our courses, we teach the basics of programming, but you can do it on your own. You can browse our videos, but you're gonna need to learn a few things. The first one is variables. You need to know how to store information so you can use it later. You need to access cells. So you need how to read cells from the Excel and write cells in the Excel. Okay, you need to learn loop structures. It's repetition structures. You need to learn how to do and loop. Okay, so the macro is gonna keep doing that function for you. And you also need to learn about if statements. This is very important as well. You need to learn if statements. Okay, I got a few more tips. Hold on a second. You can Google things. Nowadays, you have a lot of stuff in the internet. You can Google them, and a lot of things. Most of the tips are right here on this website, so you can check it out. You can browse my YouTube channel, and you can see something that you like. Okay, one more thing. I want you to start with small tasks. Don't try to automate the whole world at once. Start small. I'm doing a macro for the VLOOKUPs. I'm doing something to copy data from this side of the sheet to the other. I'm doing macros to open files. Start small. And let me see if I went through all of them. Okay, there is an important thing. Debugging. Working with Excel is completely different than working with macros for Excel. When working with macros, you are getting the programming approach. So you need to do something and then you need to test what you've done. And I usually say that if you take a week to build a macro, you're going to take 1 week more to test it and to make sure that everything is running okay. So you need to test. This is called debugging your macro before the macro is ready. So be patient. When you do a macro, the macro is not ready. You need to test it. You need to make a lot of tests so you can make sure and correct things. So you can make sure that this macro is running. So it's take a while. It's not right away like Excel. So these are my final tips. You are welcome to browse my YouTube channel, and if you want to learn more, you can browse our courses too. Thank you very much. I'll see you here.